Hi, I'm Natalie, and I have a book buying problem. So today, we are going to try to fix that. Well, not fix, that's not the right word. We're gonna try to manage that because really, I'm not gonna stop buying books. See, I'm kinda like a crow. When I see a new shiny thing, I just focus on that and forget about everything else. Meaning my physical TBR gets left in the dust. A lot. Because if a new book comes out in the series I really like, I'm gonna pick that up and completely forget about everything else I should be reading. Or an audiobook becomes available from my library on my phone, what do you expect me to do? Not stop everything and listen to it? And don't even get me started on the random books I just pick up from Kindle Unlimited because it's convenient. And I do all of this without giving my physical TBR a second thought. So, that is why this week, I will only be reading books from my physical TBR, picked for me by this jar. Call me Dr. Seuss. And add a little drama to this video. If I want to DNF a book, that means I have to get rid of it completely. I'm a hoarder of books. I will hoard books I DNF just so I have them on my shelf. I have to stop doing that. That's why we're doing a read it or unhaul it. If you're on the same side of BookTube as me, you've probably seen Faith's Reading Thing do this. Her videos are absolutely amazing, and that's where I got this idea from, so you should definitely go check them out. I should have them linked below for you. I love all her content. She's a gem. Speaking of content you may like, you should like this video and subscribe. I'm quitting. That was, ooh, I'm so sorry. But without any further ado, let me send you to the first clip of me picking the first book from this jar. Here's the TBR jar. We're gonna pick our first one from here. I'm in the mood for whatever this jar wants to give me right now. I don't care if it's fantasy, literary fiction, dystopian, I just want a book. I want a book. I'm gonna give this a good shake, and then we're gonna... Oh, one fell out. I'm gonna let y'all look first. What does that say? Is it good? Uh-oh. Oh no! I'm actually terrified of this book. I don't think I'm gonna like it. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I did not like the Caraval series, but I still picked up this because a lot of people said they didn't like Caraval but love this series, so we're gonna try it. I'm not going into it with the most open mind though. Hopefully it's good. Oh my word. No! Good news is, her books go by so fast. She's not a bad writer. I just don't love the Caraval world that it's set in, and I know this is set in the same world, so... Okay. Hopefully I like it. Hopefully I'm one of the people who just didn't like Caraval and likes this, and I get why people like Caraval. It's super fun. I'm scared. I'm gonna go grab the book. Okay, well, I'm committed now. This is like the one book I picked up, even though I feel like I'm not gonna like it, that's on my TBR, but so many people said I needed to try it, so here we go. I gotta make some cookies. There's an audiobook. I'm gonna listen to that, and we're gonna get started. No. Because I thought this was a prequel. What? It's not a prequel. Got it. I'm like 60 pages in. It took me that long. I think I'm having more fun. I don't know. Verdict is still not in on if I actually enjoy this book or not, but I'm having fun. I'm letting the whimsy take me away. I'm doing my best not to be a critic. I don't think it's gonna help this book that I'm currently waiting for Sunrise on the Reaping, which is gonna be like a 6-star book, let's all be honest here. But this is good. This will be good to read before that. Yeah. Uh-huh. The Fate Slayer, sweet! But did I even read these books? Go! Adventure! The girl's name is Lala. I read this book so fast. Well, I technically listened to it, but it counts. I enjoyed this a lot more than Caraval. A lot more than Caraval. They were right on that front. I still think this is only like we'll give it a 3.5. I liked it more than Caraval, which I think I might have given a 3, but that's more like a 2-star book in my brain. This is a good 3.5. I would continue with the rest of the series. I'm just not like dying to get to the rest of the series, you know, so we'll see when it happens. If you want a quick overview of what this book is, you have Evangeline, our main girlie in here, and she just got her heart broken. So she goes to the Prince of Broken Hearts temples and basically prays to him, I guess, to be like, yo, can you stop this dude's wedding? Because I don't think he's actually in love with this girl that is actually my stepsister. And I think they cursed him, so can you stop it? And then they make a deal. It doesn't go as planned because making deals with fates are what they called. Bad idea. Don't do it. But she did it, and now she just gets taken for a wild ride. This is based after the events in Caraval. I don't think it's necessary to read Caraval to understand this. Probably is. You probably should read Caraval to understand this. So maybe I'm glad I read those first. I don't know. But I know a lot of people who read this first and just enjoy it as it is, so don't put too much pressure on that if you don't love those books, like me, unfortunately. But there was honestly just a lot going on in this book. Vampires, fates, witches, portals, dragons, baby dragons. The baby dragons were so cute. They're not talking about that much, but I remember them and I love them for that. I'm not going to pick another book right now because I got to read Sunrise on a Reaping. That reading vlog should already be up though if you want to go check it out. But I will be back shortly and we will pick another book to read. I finished Sunrise on the Reaping yesterday. Not the same person anymore, like I figured. But that does mean it's time to choose another book to read or unhaul. You know when you finish a book and you're emotionally fried? That's how I am right now. So I'm hoping for maybe a little more lighthearted, if not lighthearted, literary fiction would be good. Don't know if I can handle a Friedrich Bachmann book right now, but I wouldn't unhaul it, so I would suffer through it. If you want to see the emotional turmoil I went through and relive it with me, there should be a video for that. Pretty sure I've already said that. I'm just promoting myself a lot right now. We're choosing a book. Ah! Do this one. What is this? Okay, I'm showing y'all first. The Hurricane Wars. Oh, okay. I think this will actually be good. I think, Winnie! Okay. I think this will do the trick. This is more fantasy. It's gonna be a very different tone from Sunrise on the Reaping, which is just such a dark YA book. Amazing. 6 stars probably. Might be my new favorite Hunger Games book. I don't know. But this, I'm hoping maybe will be a little lighthearted. Maybe we'll have a silly little enemies to lovers and it'll be all cutesy and fun and just a fun little time. And also appreciate those sprayed edges. Look at them. They're gorgeous. Apparently this little jar wants me to get through my fantasy TBR right now. And I have quite a few of them, so it makes sense. Let's get some reading done. The prince has pouty lips, so simply they have to kiss now. Dude, the main character's getting a migraine too. This is a dual POV book? Okay. I feel like I just got dropped into the middle of a second book and I'm really confused right now, but we're going with it. We are going with it. Here's a recap of the first 50 pages, spoiler free, just to kind of give you the overview, because I feel like that's the best place for me to give you like a general overview. So I may start trying to do like at the 50 page mark, I always stop and update y'all. We'll see if we actually do that or not. I don't know, but we're gonna try it out right now. Anyways, you got our main girl in here. Tally. There's Tally. Tally's in here. And she's super special. But first, she's at a wedding for her best friend. Yay, wedding! But attack right after the wedding. Running, screaming, everybody's going around. Actually, the wedding didn't even finish. There was just an attack in the middle of it. They're in this cutesy little mountain town called Frostplum. I don't know. I guess it's Christmas there or something. They're in the Christmas village, and there's an attack. And they've got these, like, sky ships. And then eventually they're all on the ground fighting, and she's separated from everybody else. So she has to get back to them, but she runs into some shadow weavers. They just control shadows. Oh my word, it's another shadow daddy. Anyways, okay. They're all using their shadow powers, and she's not supposed to use her extra special power. But she's a light weaver, and so eventually, because she's about to die, she has to use it and then reveal herself to everybody that she's a light weaver. Her side knew, but she wasn't supposed to let the other side know because they don't want light weavers around. And the worst part is, the prince was there. Al's over here fighting her. She eventually gets away, and she's back with her people. And now, because they know that there's a light weaver, she has to go on this extra special mission to this place called Navarre. That's fourth wing. Nineveh. She has to go to this place called Nineveh. That's where we are. Is that helpful? This book is something. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know if I love that we were just thrown into the thick of it. I feel like it's a little too complicated of a world to like throw us into the middle of the battle and be like, there's flying sky ships, deal with it, you know? But I'm dealing with it. I'm enjoying it. It's a very exciting concept. I just feel like the opening was overwhelming. But that's because I guess all of us complain about slow openings, so now the authors are just like, fine, screw it, just here's everything. I don't know, maybe I prefer that. I think I prefer that. I'm interested, that's for sure. Anyways, I'm gonna keep on reading and watch the enemies become lovers and be shocked and giddy the whole time it's happening. It's gonna be great. Oh my. Is she randomly thinking about the enemy? Oh, who would have guessed? I'm not loving Hurricane Wars, I'm gonna be honest. I'm really debating DNFing it, which for this video means I would have to get rid of it. But it's looking like a likely possibility. I'm about 4 hours into the audiobook. I've been doing a combination of reading and listening, and this book makes no sense. It makes no sense. She just threw all these plot things at us and these world building things at us, but didn't explain. She was like, there's airships with these magical thingy things, and they come from this thingy thing, and didn't explain any more than that. And I'm normally one, like, loose world building, okay, I'll catch on, but I am not catching on. I'm not catching on at all. I don't know what she's talking about. I feel like I am reading gibberish. So, that's how that's going. I'm gonna give it like another hour of listening before I decide, because it's about to get into the main plot of the book, so I don't want to stop before I get there. Let's get a little more reading done and see if we're continuing this book or picking a brand new one. I finished the Hurricane Wars, even though I was so close to DNFing this book. Okay, look. There's the opportunity for some really, really cool world building, except she just kind of threw it at us and she was like, understand it or don't. And I was like, I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on. Aether Hearts control things. They have like guns that are Aether Hearts. They have flying ships, but they're not like techie ships. They're flown by Aether Hearts. I don't know what those are. I don't know how any of this works, and I'm really confused. Besides not understanding most of the tech in this world, the characters were interesting. It was an enemies to lovers. Honestly, one of the better done ones I've read in a while, where they stayed enemies for a while and I feel like they still don't really like each other. But there was like that lust coming throughout, and I feel like by the end of the book, I don't know if I'm gonna read the second, because it was starting to get a little too spicy for my taste. There was only one spice scene in here, but then there was a lot of comments afterwards. There were some really funny scenes in this book, I'm not gonna lie. I did actually enjoy myself and laugh quite a bit while reading this. Just overall, I didn't like it. There were some really weird lines in here. I don't know. I don't like when any male who is older than the female is like, respect your elders. No, I don't like that. No. I know I'm talking a lot of smack about this book. It's an interesting world that I don't understand, with a decent enemies to lovers plot. So if you like that kind of stuff, go for it. And maybe if you've read some more fantasy with like flying Aether Heart ships or something and you understand that thing, read it. Besides that, I wouldn't really recommend this one, but I did give it a 3 stars. I enjoyed my time. If somebody was like, hey, I'm gonna read this book, I wouldn't be like, uh-oh, don't do that. I'd be like, I was a little confused, but I had fun, so maybe you'll like it, you know? Anyways, moving on. I got my jar here, and I desperately want something. Just something that isn't a fantasy book. I want sci-fi, I want literary fiction, I just want contemporary romance. Whatever is in here that is not a fantasy book, that's what I want right now. I've read 2, like, okay fantasy books in a row. I need something else. Please, I do not want to go in a reading slump. With that being said, let's just pick, I'm not looking. I feel like it looked like I was looking, but I literally can't read what's in there. Do I have one? No. Okay, this one. This feels so promising. What does that say? What does that say? Oh, wait! The Book of Elsewhere! Ah! Okay, let me grab it. I am so happy! Yes! This is a sci-fi book, written by Keanu Reeves and China Neville. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. I think it's a he. Yeah, it is. Anyways, this is a sci-fi book, and I'm so excited. It's more action sci-fi, and this is what I needed right now. This is also an adult book. This one was adult as well, but it was more that romantasy subgenre, which is really good when you want that, but it's very different than other, like, adult fiction sometimes. I'm not trying to put any offers down that write romantasy. I love that, but it's just got a different vibe, you know? Okay, so it sounds like we've got a really powerful immortal in here, and he was recruited by the US Black Ops for something, and then another really powerful immortal shows up, and he has evil intentions. This is less than 400 pages. This is going to be such a quick read. I'm in the middle of filming a recap video right now, so I don't have a ton of time to read on my hands, but I'm so excited. Let's get started. I'll come back with a 50-page update, and we'll see how it's going. So I'm DNFing the book. I got like 100 pages in, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's just bad. It's not good. If you think it is, we have different taste in reading, and that is fine. But to me, not a good book. Never buy a book because a celebrity who is in interesting action movies is on there, because apparently that doesn't correlate to the freaking book. It was such an interesting concept with this dude coming back to life, being in a military operation, but then you would just get people yapping on and on and on and on about the boring military stuff, and like, I don't care. I was here for the fun times, the action, getting some emotional value out of this, and even the emotional parts of this book. I got emotional like one time in the 100 pages, and I was like, okay, cool, and then they were just like, skirt past that. Just anything I found interesting, it was like, for a page or two, and then the rest of it was just like the most boring dialogue or just inner monologue you have ever heard in your life. Anyways, with all that being said, I think this is where we're gonna end the video, because I'm a little scared to pick another random book right now because of how bad this one was, even though I was the most excited for this one. Apparently I don't have good book choosing taste or something. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see me do another one of these videos in the future, please let me know. I did enjoy this, and I like picking my books randomly, so maybe we can do another one in the future, and hopefully we get some better books, or books I like a little more. And if you did enjoy this video, you should go ahead and leave a little like, subscribe to the channel if you really want to. That would be great. Really does help a girl out. And with all that being said, I guess I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.